everyone. Today I want to bless you with the topic getting back everything the enemy has stolen from your life. So let's look in the Bible of this topic of recovering all. In 1 Samuel chapter 30, there is King David and his men, and they were engaged in a battle, and after they came from that battle, they were looking to find their place, their fortress, Ziklag. And they discovered that the enemies, the Amalekites, they came and took everything, took their families, their children, and everything they had, it was stolen. And more than that, the fortress, the city, was burned with fire. And they were in such a distress, we could not imagine. And when we look in the Bible, what was happening in this situation, we discover that the Amalekites had invaded the city Ziklag and burned it with fire, and they have taken captive the woman and those who were from small to great. But the good news is that they didn't kill anyone. And so in this situation, it's extremely important to realize what time was that. So the first kingdom principle I want to emphasize is realize the timing of the attack. And we are in 1 Samuel chapter 30, but the next chapter we're going to discover that something was happened in a tragic way. The king Saul and all his sons were killed on the battlefield. So this chapter, 1 Samuel chapter 30, was before David be enthroned as king. So it was a very, very important time for him. And always our enemy who comes to take our values, to destroy, to kill, to get what we have, our inheritance, always this happens before a big blessing, before a big promotion God has for us. So right before God's timing for David to become a king, there was this word and there was this tragedy happened in their place. So their families were taken captive and they lost all their possession. When they discovered that, they were in such a distress, and they were crying, they were weeping so much until they had no strength to weep anymore. And if we look in the Bible, in the book of Psalms, we discovered that David said, "My tears have been my food day and night." And in another psalm, this was in Psalm 42, in Psalm 56 is written that you record my tears in your book. So we discovered that the tears come in the night season, but the joy comes in the morning season. So this was a deep cry of intercession, a groaning. They were getting in this distress so deep that they could not weep anymore. So I believe that there are times in our life when we are exhausted, when we are so tired that we have no strength and power to pray anymore. And David and his mighty men were in this situation. What was doing David in this situation is a challenge for us to discover the principle, because David strengthen himself in the Lord. So one of the way to encourage yourself in a distress like this is to remember God's benefits. So do not forget what David said in Psalm 103. Do not forget God's benefits. Remember what the Lord has given to you, what the Lord has done in your life. Remember that. Keep it in your memories, God's benefits. So this is one of the way we can strengthen up ourselves. This is one of the way we can build ourselves. As it is written in the book of Jude, praying in tongues is another way to strengthen us up. Praying in tongues is the way to help us and to pray in the Spirit. Build yourself praying in the Spirit. Use your prayer language to build yourself up in a situation when you feel that you have no more strength to do anything. So this is like a situation in the Bible when people didn't know how to react, didn't know how to take a position in the front of their enemies. And so what are you doing when you don't know how to do? And we discover what David has done. He encouraged himself, remembering what God has done, his benefits in his life, and he's strengthened him up by getting the ephod. The ephod was the garment consecrated for the priest. So David was king, but he realized that when you are in an attack like that, you need to come before the Lord as priest. And David, even if he was living in the old covenant, he was an old covenant man with a new covenant mentality, because he assumed his position not only as king but as priest. So he interceded for his families, for the people from this position as priest. So he got the ephod, and the ephod had that stones, and by feeling in the ephod, when he was asking the Lord, he felt God's direction. By feeling, you could decide what God is saying to you about a situation like that. So David consulted the Lord. David realized that there is a time, a very specific time. David was crying with his people and doing that kind of intercession. And David strengthened himself up in the Lord. Then David consulted the Lord. So one time when he was asking the Lord how to prepare himself before he go to the battlefield, he was so impacted and waiting the God's voice, and the Lord spoke to him. Be willing to identify the angels forces of God. So do not go until I am going to send the angels to come in agreement with them. And David was waiting for the troops of angels to come. And when he heard that in the top of the trees, when he understood, he comprehended that the angels were sent by God, there was a time to step in the field, in the battlefield. But when we can discover that David, before to go on the battlefield, he was going to the courts of heaven. He was asking the Lord what to do. So it is vital to understand that before we go on the battlefield, we need to get a a verdict, a divine verdict from God to have the legal right to go in the battle and to experience the victory God has prepared for us. So we have to be willing to say, Lord, what do you say in this situation? Even in the situation when we think we know. We have to consult the Lord, even if we had experiences before, and we are not in a position to base the next victory on our experience. We need to get advices from the Lord and counsel from the Lord in every situation, because every situation needs to be solved in a new way. So, and the Lord spoke to David something very important. And when David asked the Lord what to do, and the Lord said to him, and the Lord answered him, pursue, for you shall surely overtake them, and without fail recover all. So the Lord spoke to him, pursue, overtake, and recover all. So this is the blessing of God which was given to David, because they got back not only with what has lost, but with everything the enemies gain from other people in their itinerary, in their journey in getting the benefits from all the people. So after 3 days of working, David was in a moment very, very strategic, and the Lord spoke to him, go, and I will be with you. I will give you victory. So pursue, overtake, and recover all. And this is the challenge for us. When we are in trouble, when we are in a trail, when the evil one build a case against us, we have come to the Lord, and the Lord has always a word for us to go or to wait until He prepared everything. So let's stay in touch, because I want to continue this message, and I want to give you some kingdom keys to get everything back, but not only what was stolen. More than that, the Lord has prepared us a spoil. He has prepared us something that is our portion, our double portion. So I believe that the Lord is going to call us in these days to recover all for ourselves, for our family, to recover our health, to recover our finances, to recover our future, to recover our dreams, to recover our inheritance, our legacy. And I believe that the Lord has something special for us in these days. And I invite you to stay in contact, because the next part of this message is going to help us in a practical way how to discover and how to use the kingdom principles, the kingdom keys to get everything back with our double portion. So I bless you in the name of the Lord, and I believe that the Lord is going to prepare something more important for us, and we really need that. So I bless you.